What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now, we've had a little bit of a break from Entitled Parents stories, but we're back today with a couple of absolute classics. You want me to stop speaking Welsh in Wales? Hi Reddit, I posted here a while back about an entitled dad making fun of me for stuttering in a coffee shop. This little gem occurred mid last year. Also, there's going to be a lot of hard to pronounce words here, so just in the slim chance Yugo's owner, Bay, covers this, I'm going to include pronunciation tips. So for context, I was born in a country in North Wales called Gwynedd, sounds like Gwynedd, and as such I'm part of a tiny minority because I didn't even begin learning English until I was about 11 or 12. I'm 21 now, so naturally I'm much more comfortable speaking my native language, Welsh. Now, because I wasn't content to be a farmer or a primary school teacher, I moved down south and ended up in Cardiff, where only something like 7% of people can speak any Welsh. No problem, I'm confident enough speaking English by now. I should also preface that I'm autistic and not good with confrontation at all. I also stutter a lot when I speak English. So I've been working in a coffee shop for a little while now, dealing with people and just generally started to get settled in. One day I meet a kindred spirit, this elderly man who's been coming in regularly, more for company than for coffee. Whenever I see him, I get his order ready right away and I sit with him when I've got a spare few minutes. I say he's a kindred spirit because he's another native Welsh speaker but speaks very little English. I find that a bit odd considering he lives in Cardiff, but over the next few days he tells me about his life. The old guy tells me how he grew up in Pwllheli, sounds like Pwllheli, okay, I'm sorry about these pronunciations, which made me really happy because I'm from Caernarfon, okay, which is just a little ways north. He tells me how he owned a fishing boat and used it to make his living while his wife worked as a teacher. They moved down to Cardiff together into a really big house when his wife finally retired, and this went pretty smoothly since she could speak fluent English and handled most things outside. But recently the old guy's wife died of leukemia, which has made life a lot harder for him. The guy had a fantastic sense of humor and I was happy to sit and keep him company, if only for a little while here and there. I guess it was nice for him to actually be able to have a solid conversation with someone. My manager used to know the guy's wife as both of them came in here a lot before I started working. So he was always sympathetic and made sure to pick up the slack a little bit as a result of me chatting with him. Even though I'm not fantastic at being social, the old guy had a great outlook on life, even for a widower. He always had the most interesting stories to tell, including one time he recounted how he swam back to shore after his little sailboat capsized in a storm. He always just had this F all of you, I'm my own free guy kind of attitude, which I admired a lot. One day we're gibbering away and an entitled mum comes over with a little boy's hand clutched in hers. Shouldn't you be doing your job? Oh, it's fine, don't worry. I'm still clearing tables, but my manager asked me to keep an eye on this gentleman. The old guy is confused at this point, barely understanding a word, so I explained to him that she's just asking about something. What? What was that? She's getting really in my face now. I'm starting to get extremely nervous and I can barely get my words out. What did you say to him? Here you are slacking off, speak English. So the old guy then says in Welsh, who's she? I explained to the man she's demanding we speak English. At this point I'm just kind of stalling talking directly to this woman as I'm not even sure what to say. The little kid she's with is looking slightly alarmed at what his mum is doing. You're in Wales, speak English for God's sake, not this Middle Eastern crap. Excuse me? You heard me. Then her little boy said, Mum, are we getting food yet? Not yet, Mummy's talking. Then the nice old guy said in Welsh, but I don't know any English. This sends the entitled mum into a right huff and she looks around the shop appealing to other customers. Sorry, but I don't appreciate lazy foreigners in my country, in my coffee shop. Yes, she really said my. What kind of example are you setting for my son? At this point, another customer, who undoubtedly heard the old guy and I having a very animated conversation, calls to her from the other side of the shop and says, Hey lady, you're in Wales, they're speaking Welsh, you knew that, right? A few other customers start giggling a bit before shaking their heads dismissively and going back to what they were doing. Stay out of it, she snaps at the customer, then turns back to me. Although she's certainly gone a deep shade of red now, she's obviously doubling down. Oh god, here we go. At this point, I'm kind of just frozen in social anxiety. I'm not sure how to turn my mind words into mouth words anymore. Yeah, we're in Go on then, let's say something then, and it better be in English. I look briefly to the old guy who just had this evil, malicious compliance-like grin on his face. The nice old guy said in the thickest Welsh accent you can imagine, Turn around, go right now, finger your mum, cheeky cow. Oh my god. Anyone in the immediate vicinity just goes silent and stares. Even I was straight up not expecting that to come out of the guy's mouth. No, neither was I. In a right half, the entitled mum stomps out of the shop, wailing little boy clutched in hand. I look at the old guy who just burst into a fit of laughter. But how did you know how to... He then cuts me off and goes on to explain to me that his wife taught him to say that because she had this friend who would constantly poke fun at him knowing he wouldn't understand. His wife would nudge him and he'd deliver that line to shut her up. Old guy, even though you're not with us anymore on Earth, I will never forget you and your refusal to take anyone's bullcrap. I wish I had you for a granddad. Rest in peace. Oh, well, I wish I had him for a granddad as well. He sounds absolutely awesome. Guys, if you couldn't tell by reading this, it was a little bit confusing. The old guy said that famous line in English, not in Welsh, which shocked everyone in that coffee shop. Let's talk a little bit about how stupid this woman is, though. I mean, you live in Cardiff, you're in Wales. How do you not know what Welsh is, first of all? Fair enough, you don't have to speak it, but at least recognize it as Welsh, not some Middle Eastern crap as you said in the story. And secondly, surely you should have some respect for people that know Welsh. You probably are Welsh yourself. You should probably know a little bit of Welsh at least. Fundamentally, this story just shows how racist this entitled mum was. I know she didn't know it was Welsh, she thought it was Middle Eastern crap, but there you go, that's still racist. Like if you saw a Chinese person speaking Mandarin, you wouldn't go up to them and say, "Oh my god, speak in my language." Nobody says that, come on. But seriously, OP, you're absolutely right. That malicious compliance in the end, just telling her to go and finger herself. Wow, I mean, it worked, didn't it? Fair play. Oh, sorry, no, I've just checked back. It wasn't finger yourself, it was finger your mum. Let me make sure I get that one right. Now moving on to our second story. So what, I left you to die? I still deserve your money. Hey guys, I hope everyone is safe at home. Yeah, I hope everyone is safe at home too. Not my story, but I read about it in our local newspaper years ago. It was quite a well-known story at the time. An elderly doctor couple with no children came to know about a newborn baby girl whom someone had left in a waste dump. The baby was about to die. They took her to the hospital and then formally adopted her. Years later, the girl herself became a doctor and earned good money. An old poor couple came to the girl claiming to be her biological parents and demanded that she give them money, as they didn't have any means to provide for themselves. The girl didn't believe them, but after DNA tests, it was proven that they were indeed her biological parents. How they knew that wasn't mentioned in the article. The couple kept demanding money from her, saying as she was their daughter, it was her responsibility to look after them in their old age. When the girl asked them why they left her to die, they tried to justify their actions and said that if they hadn't left her there, she wouldn't have so much money right now. It was because of them she had money, and so they deserved some of it. What? They wanted money as their other kids, sons mostly, either didn't earn or didn't want to take care of them. I'm not surprised. When the girl refused, they threatened to go to court against her. In retaliation, she sued them for abandonment and a few other charges. There was no follow-up articles, so I don't know what happened to the girl or those pathetic excuses for human beings. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think I can pretty much tell what probably happened after this. The girl just went on with her normal life, earning money, being a doctor, being a good person in general, and the parents probably just died a very sad and long and painful death. That's what I hope happened anyway. Let me just get this straight, right? So they left her to die when she was a baby in a dump, and then they want money back from her because she's now earning a lot of money. That's just ludicrous. And also, just because you can't look after yourself well enough, you can't earn enough money in your old age, whatever, you haven't saved well enough, doesn't mean other people owe you it. Oh, honestly, this might be the entitled couple that I hate the most that I've ever met on this subreddit. Just horrible. What a horrible thing to do. Now moving on to our last story. Now this one is a little bit different. It has a few pictures involved. The entitled female dog puts this note on my husband's windshield. We are parked in a handicapped spot. I have a permanent placard because I use a wheelchair. Now guys, here is said note. Oh, even look at the painting, look at the flowers. It just screams entitled. Anyway, let's read this out. Here we go. I am a single mother and it's really difficult carrying my babies and groceries up to my apartment when I can't park in the loading and unloading zone. It keeps happening. Guys, notice how this is underlined. I'm sorry to say something. I just wanted you to be aware. Thank you. Smiley face XOXO. What a lovely note that is. I would love to see that on my car. Right, so in response to this, here is some context. We've had to park the car slightly in the handicap loading zone because people like this female dog keep parking their cars in it for hours. And then I can't get my wheelchair into my car. I'm in end-stage liver failure. But this poor single mum with groceries though needs that spot. Oh, of course. Update, this was the response that was on my vehicle this morning. Okay, let's have a look at this. The handicap parking is marked for you and your use. The loading/unloading zone is also marked for everyone's use. I love how they've put a smiley face and also underlined everyone's. This is so passive aggressive. If you need clarification, go talk to the office manager. Oh my, look at the exclamation mark. Sorry, exclamation mark. Let me make sure I pronounce that correctly, as they have gone through the effort of putting a heart below. It's just so entitled. I love it. Trying to be as nice as possible, but just look. They've drawn an entire diagram. All right, so we have the handicap spot, which is your spot, and then everyone else's spot for temporary use. Yes, temporary, the key word here, not hours and hours. Anyway, I took the letters over to the apartment manager, and we are now colluding to have this woman's car towed. So I have moved my car. The apartment manager is sending out a warning to everyone in our building to not park in the access zone, and when she does, she will be towed. I guess she should have checked with the property management. Oh, got him. I mean, come on, how do people not understand that being handicapped itself is hard enough, let alone having horrible neighbors like this that drum it into you every day that you're doing something wrong when really you're not? I mean, come on. Oh my god, guys, I've just seen that OP actually left a note to the entitled mum. Let's get into this. To the single mum, underlined, who left a message on my car. Oh, I love the heart as well. Just so good. What a response so far. I'm so sorry that life is difficult for you right now and that you've been having trouble because you haven't been able to park in the handicapped loading zone. Yes, underline that as much as you can. I know carrying groceries and kids is hard. You see, I park in the middle sometimes because you and others decide to park in this loading zone, making it impossible for me to use my wheelchair when I have to. You see, I'm in end-stage liver failure and have heart problems, and I'm waiting for a liver transplant. So, I will move my car, but being as sick as I am, I'm home all day. If you park here without a handicap placard, I will call to have your car towed. Then it will be very difficult to get your groceries home. I love the XOXO as well. So good from you, OP. Fair play to you. Oh, what an amazing way to get back at her. I guess people just don't understand that disabled people have it a lot worse than able-bodied people. You're in end-stage liver failure and you're getting this crap for your next-door neighbor. Can it get any worse? Anyway, OP, fair play to putting up with this horrible female dog and going about this the right way and not getting too angry. That must have been very difficult. Also, I love that your manager had your back. I mean, it makes sense. A normal person would have your back, but yeah, going against this entitled mum, that must be pretty difficult. So guys, that is going to be the end of this video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have and you want more Entitled Parents, I've got the entire playlist up on screen right now. So many videos in there, go and binge it. If not, make sure you are subscribed to my channel, hit the little icon on screen as well. That will ensure you don't miss any of my daily videos. Alright, see you tomorrow with a brand new one.